Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
It's a beautiful autumn day, Dan. Beautiful. Oranges, reds,
Yeah,
browns.
lots of browns.
But two
Giovanni
reds and browns
Browns.
I'm interested in. Giovanni Brown and Exeter City. Because things are looking up.
Yes, they are.
Good win.
Two wins on the spin now.
2 wins on the spin.
Doing exactly what we asked them to do, aren't they?
Putting the
Turning
opposition
those
in the bin.
Draws into wins.
Yes, they are. Thank you very much, lads. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
2-1 against Mansfield Town. Nigel Clough's Mansfield.
Oh, God, he's unbearable, isn't he, Clough?
He's not taking much blame for that one, is he?
What was he blaming it on?
Just kind of like the players not performing and like not doing their jobs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all he did all game is just like shout at the assistant referee, and it's like, by League Two standards, that referee was okay. Like he's a bit fussy, and the refs are always a bit bad, but like have a bit of dignity, Nige.
He's got none, Cloughie.
It seems to be. It doesn't seem to have, does he?
Often fancied Mansfield Town. They spend. They have good, players that we kind of have a look at and think, yeah, kind of wish we had them in our squad.
Well, not this year. Although I think they were missing fair few players. I'm not sure who, but that was the word on the street.
They're also missing a fair few supporters.
Not many down. Long way though, isn't it?
Suppose so.
Quite a long way.
East Midlands.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a good performance in the end.
You were there and I wasn't.
You weren't there.
Had the radio on.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I think Matt Taylor said it's our best performance of the season, or something like that. And I'm not convinced it was, but it was good.
So we went behind.
Yeah, we went behind. They weren't offering anything, Mansfield, really. I mean, not going forward. They looked quite well organised. We were sort of struggling to break them down a bit.
Yeah.
This is all mostly in the first half. And we didn't really have any chances to speak of first half. Matt J had one very sort of tame shot that the keeper saved. They didn't offer much. They had a couple of crosses that headers went, wide and whatnot. And but it wasn't like fluid football. I mean, it was just sort of a bit kind of nothing really. And then it got better. But they scored first. That was in the second half.
Yeah.
So 0-0 at half time.
From a free kick, right?
From a free kick. Sweeney got a bit of got mentioned in the Taylor's post-match interview for saying if you're a defender and if your leg isn't snapped in half, you shouldn't be going off the pitch. So
good old empathetic Matt Taylor.
Yeah. So
Mother hen Matt Taylor.
Yeah, looking after his little chicks.
Yeah.
He's one of those hens that just boots the chick straight out of the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, why not? That'll work.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the
That's how they learn though, isn't it,
He's the kind of hen that sets the hen house on fire and then says, "Run!"
Yeah. One of those ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sweeney had gone off for a bit of treatment, even though
it was the chick's fault.
So it's his foul.
Yeah. Good
Hard
one.
to see.
Chicken foul.
Foul, yeah. A poultry one. No. So it was his own foul and he got injured fouling the guy.
Yeah, and he'd carry his egg.
It looked a bit of a soft
off.
one to me, but I don't know. It's hard to see from all the way back there.
Yeah.
It's right down the other end. And so we were a man short. And if Manchester were ever going to score, it's from a set piece like that. Do you mean? They didn't look like scoring in open play particularly. And they did back post header. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure where or who to point the blame at. Do you mean? Like, because it's just one of those things. Like,
okay,
set pieces are. It's a gamble, isn't it? Really, I mean, a ball into the box, and it's either you head it away or they head it in. It's sort of like, but we did have a man less because of Sweeney not being on the pitch, obviously, because he wasn't allowed back on until.
Sure.
It
was a good ball in, good cross.
Yeah, good cross.
The guy who scored it looked amazed. He looked amazed. You watch it back. Honestly, he looks like he don't know what's happened. Don't know what to do with himself. Kind of fumbles his way through a celebration.
Oh, right.
It's bizarre.
Maybe don't score many.
I'm assuming not.
Yeah. Yeah, not much the keeper could do about it. Just go straight back across him.
He was livid, wasn't he? And I bet he's livid because his clean sheet numbers have gone on to a bit of a stalemate, haven't they? He had a lot at the start, and now we're...
Yeah, we were letting in quite a few goals, but luckily only one this week, so not the two. So then we kind of always seemed like think we could get it back into this.
Okay.
It was just a bit
Still
annoying
half an hour to go,
because you were kind of thinking like, well, we'll get one, but maybe we won't get.
Mm-hmm.
We should win this, but we might only get a draw now.
Yeah.
But then, so we should talk about how we set up. It was more the kind of, I think it was the same pretty much as the last home game we started.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 at the back.
Yeah.
With
Colin Daniel back in again.
Colin Daniel back in at left back, who did well. Like I think he kind of got better as it went on. He's not a wing back. Do you know what I mean? So some of that kind of like link up with the, because even when we play in that 4-4-2 kind of style,
you still expect the fullback to go forward.
You're expecting like Sweeney likes to get forward on the right hand side, or or if Key's doing it, but Daniel's less so. So we were kind of shuttling side to side quite a bit first off. But yeah, so it started in that same formation with Edwards in, or Edwards in instead of whoever. No Giovanni Brown.
Well, Brown was on the bench, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't have Edwards had a bit of a off day actually.
Okay.
Like people started getting a bit fed up because every time his touch was just you have those days in like I always find it when if you haven't played 5-a-side for ages and then you go back and do it again and then you think like I'm a player and then the ball comes to you and your brain thinks yep I'll just control that one no problem and then it just bounces off you. I mean it's in the other direction. You know what I mean it was just like that. Every ball that came at him just bounced off him and like. Rather than controlling it was sort of like boink off the other way but he's a young guy and he's like new in his kind of in playing like proper league football and it's League 2. He's not done much before. I don't think it's an issue. I think maybe I'd be surprised to see him start again, but it's not that surprised.
Yeah, okay.
Could just be one of those days. So
so on half an hour, I tell you who else was playing was Kyle Taylor, wasn't it?
yeah, he did well. Yeah.
So that's. We've got Collins, Dieng and Kyle Taylor across the middle.
Yep.
So on half an hour...
No. Kyle Taylor was on the left.
Sorry, Kyle Taylor on the left. But all three of them fitted into the... they were all in the starting lineup, which isn't what we always see.
Right, yeah. So that was what you had really on that left-hand side was... It was Colin Daniel, a left back.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Taylor, who's not a left winger, basically playing on the left wing. So you didn't get that fluid kind of like bombing down the line, kind of like hugging the touchline kind of thing that you'd even get from Jake Caprice. I mean, the problem with Caprice is obviously he's right-footed, so you get to the point where you would cross and then he's got double back. But Taylor was sort of just coming inside basically more often. But then you didn't have Daniel overlapping because that's not his game. So we didn't do much down that. Down that left-hand side. So it tended to go through Edwards more. And then, like I said, he kept miscontrolling it. So we weren't getting much. And we weren't playing any balls in behind for non-Bay. We didn't get much chance to because Mansfield just kept it. We're keeping that tight, But I do think sometimes we're a little bit still like, we'll just kind of boot it up to him and that'd be all right. But it's not. It's not really his game. But it didn't matter in the end, And like we did get enough balls into him in the end. And then, so half-time, no changes. Yeah. Obviously, then the goal went in. And I suppose this is the positive thing. It was positive change, It worked. It worked well. And rather than switching to, I'll go back to the 3 at the back and that kind of thing, we went to like a much more traditional kind of 4-4-2. Mm-hmm. So he brings off Kyle Taylor. Yeah. And he brought on Amond. Mm-hmm. Now, Matt Jay went out to the left wing, and I think that's the first time we've seen Jay kind of being asked to kind of just move, like play in a slightly different position that he's not used to. Like, I mean, I can't remember the last time we saw Jay playing out on the left.
No.
But again, so it wasn't like a kind of winger situation because obviously he's going to come inside, and he's obviously not left-footed and stuff. But you could see the difference immediately, and then the goal wasn't long after that. Basically, the equaliser.
No, it was almost instant, wasn't it? A minute or something like that.
But Amon's excellent. I mean, and it's just so good to have like for first time in what seems like ages, like real options on the bench to kind of change things. You know, like being like, we haven't used him for a while. So even when teams are doing their research on us, do you mean you'll think like, oh, this happens, they'll switch to this system and they'll bring these guys on. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, no, actually we've done something else, and we brought him on, and suddenly his movement's causing him all sorts of problems, and we're opening him up. Do you mean? And it just happened straight away. And then his obviously everyone will have seen this or seen the highlights, but his the work he does to get that assist is brilliant. You know, like. I can't remember how it actually comes about, but he ends up with the ball, kind of. He's facing the wrong way, so he's facing towards the train track, basically, and then he just sort of turns and like clips it back in sort of 180s and clips it back into just the goal mouth.
Yeah.
Where Dieng is, you know, in the box, which is where, you know, when you're chasing a game, that's just great to see, isn't it? Because if you think some of those midfielders in the past, Nicky Law, Archie Collins, people like that don't get them in the past, didn't get themselves into the box. They'd wait on the edge of the area to try and kind of pick that pass or to have a shot from around there. But Dieng just loves getting in the box, and he just like nodded it in. Third header, fourth goal of the season.
I think so. Yeah.
So that's great, and then it was just and then you kind of felt like, okay, we can win this now.
Dan, compare and contrast this. Week ago, Newport, right?
Yeah.
They bring on Fisher to try and turn the tide. Week later, we've got whoever we're playing, Mansfield. We've got Amond. So Fisher was last season's kind of, oh, well, we'd better put Fisher on there.
Well, it kind of, but he kind of wasn't even, because he would hardly get a look in, wouldn't he? Last season's option was Ben Seymour.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I don't want to
rake over old wounds.
No, and I don't want to bash Ben Seymour. He's still one of our players. You know what I mean, like,
yeah.
But to have if that's your option. Because you got Bowman coming off last season, and then the option was we'll bring on Ben Seymour. Completely different player, but like...
And give him 3 minutes.
Almost even less likely to... Well, definitely even less likely to get you a goal. But this is just such a different option than that to Amond. Obviously, years of experience of how to like... of playing this level football and like kind of... And that showed in the goal. That was what that was. He would just think like, what I've got to do is get it back into the box. Yeah. Like, I'm facing the wrong way, just get it into the box. Yeah. I mean, and it is just such a better option in it than that.
Yeah, like insanely better.
And also, I mean, like as I said, like Nombe didn't get much luck in the first half. Suddenly, you stick another striker up there with him and switch to a 4-4-2 like that, and then, you know, Mansfield all over the place, don't know where to go because you've suddenly got two of these people to contend with, and it opened up so much space for Nombe, and he didn't get his record of or anywhere nearer to the record. So he didn't score, although he had quite a few efforts. And he obviously always really wants to score. And that's what I like about him. Yeah. Being one of that guy, he wants to score the goal. Yeah. But there was a time when he definitely should have squared it to Brown.
So after we equalise, Brown comes on for Edwards. And that's another kind of wealth of... I just feel like we're really well equipped.
That is no less impactful substitution than Amond either. I mean, he was brilliant again, Brown.
I know we've been quite fortunate with injuries so far, but you look across the board there, the people that are on the bench, the people that are on the pitch. Now, this is real significant improvement on last year.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is. And it's sort of... And now you're starting to see it. I don't want to get too carried away. We've gone like... We had all those draws just the other day, but 2 wins in a row, especially when you're not losing games, does very quickly change things around, doesn't it? And you're right about the depth, like for sure. It's great to have those options.
So it was 1-1. That was on about 60 minutes, I think, and then took until 83 minutes to get the winner. Yeah.
I felt like it was coming though, because we start to play really well, you know, like, and we just we're kind of all over them, you know, and and then it came.
Collins cross.
Yeah.
Matt J coming in from the left.
Yeah, back post header for Matt J, tiny. But then, do you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the same thing as just saying. Like, you got 2 strikers. Suddenly, the defence are trying to contend with Brown knocking around the edge of the box, Amond and Nombe in the box. Then they've just a centre midfielder's just scored a header on the goal line, so he's a threat. Yeah. And then you forgot about our top goal scorer who's just gone out wide, and he arrives at the back post and headers it in.
Yeah, excellent.
So it's really good.
Keeper should have done better.
Probably, yeah, but why would he?
Why,
Eighth
indeed.
for Mansfield.
So that's 2-1.
2-1. I think there's so many.
Another 3-pointer.
There's so many good performances in that match. Josh Key as well. Probably like. There's so many people you could have given the man of the match to. I don't know who it was, but he was just like leaving that Mansfield left back for dust time and time again. Just kept doing him, and then also Archie Collins. Just like we talked about him being a bit rusty since he come out for the injury, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
And he looked well back on it.
A bit more of his old self.
Yeah, his passing was just more like kind of a bit more purpose in the passing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it looked like the player that he was last season. You know, like Collins on a really good day.
Wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Wonderful time of the year.
It wasn't like massively like kind of overwhelmingly good, but it was decent, and we beat a team that we should beat, despite there being, you know, a hiccup.
Mm. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Talking of hiccups, those of you who follow Piers Sweeney on Instagram, seen his damning critique of Kyle Taylor's shoes?
No.
I mean, it's justified.
Is it?
I mean, Sweeney's wearing some sort of, you know, large white Nikes.
Okay.
It's not something I'd wear, but, you know, it's in vogue,
Yeah.
on trend, whatever that is. He then scans over to Taylor, who's wearing a pair of Converse in the old style, except they've got really inflated soles.
What do you mean by inflated? Like platforms?
I mean, almost like platforms, but they look like they've been pumped up with a bicycle pump.
Weird.
It is weird. Sweeney's not a fan. His response on Instagram is too blue for this show, but he's not a fan. He then took to getting people to vote whether they're any good or not, and it was the vote was in Sweeney's favour. So there we are. Kyle Taylor looks unimpressed with this critique.
Well, they don't sound great, I'll be honest.
No, I'll look him up while we're on the next break.
Lots of people doing that, just wear, like when there's an option of going like, there's some shoes, an absolute Converse, you know, All Stars classic, timeless.
Yeah, that's what you call them, yeah.
Timeless shoe. And you've got the option of those ones, or ones with massive, weird, blown up soles.
Yeah.
Just get the normal ones.
I would think that's correct.
I mean, they're proven to be
Here they are.
cool.
I've got a photo. Dan will tweet this out for you later.
I'll tell you what
sure.
also annoys me about. Oh yeah, so I've seen like a lot of people wearing those kind of platforms.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, it looks cool on girls, I think.
Can't-
Just get the normal ones, mate.
Get the normal ones, Kyle.
Yeah, and what else annoys me about that is when people try and do with like shoes.
Yeah.
Trying to kind of like get some sort of shoes which are trying to be too many things at once. So you have like a pair of like brown leather kind of like smartish kind of boots or something like, you know, like that. But then they've got trainer soles. It's just like, why do you need your shoes to do so many different things? Like, what are you doing today? You know, like, are you running to a meeting that you've then got to just take another pair of shoes if that's okay? Just like.
Smart.
Get some brown boots or get some trainers. Why are you trying to put the two things together?
Yeah. Don't know. It's a question for Kyle Taylor. Piers Sweeney will give you short shrift.
Honestly, I don't think that I'm looking at this photo of these shoes now. I haven't seen Piers Sweeney shoes. I bet you any money I'd rather wear them than I would Sweeney's.
Really?
Big white, bright white Nikes.
Probably, yeah, that kind of thing.
I mean, I wouldn't wear those platform Converse, but I reckon I'd probably rather wear them than whatever he's wearing.
Wow, you heard it here
Sweeney's
first.
just like someone who just wears sports clothes all the time, isn't he?
Wears a lot of sports clothes. Kyle Taylor looks like he's on his way to the beach.
Well, he's got shorts on, sunglasses.
No, but you know, his hair, and he's wearing a t-shirt, and he's on his way to the beach.
Well, he's got blonde hair, so I suppose that's
Surf hair.
Surfer.
I call that surf hair, Dan.
Right, yeah. I don't imagine he's ever been near a
Well, did he come from Bournemouth?
longboard. Yeah. No surf in Bournemouth, is there?
Don't know. Try not to go.
Me too.
Anyway, more of these hot topics covered in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can get in touch with us in all the normal ways. We're on Twitter at Big Bank Pod. We're on Facebook, the Big Bang Theory Podcast, and we're on email, bigbangpod@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're thinking. Now to the section that I like to call League Chat.
League chat.
Yes.
Oh, my favourite.
Really is where I tell you what position the league is.
If you want to get in touch and let us know, maybe you have got some shoes which you describe as multi-purpose, and you feel like you can justify that.
Hybrid shoes.
Then, yeah, send us a picture of them, and I'll let you know whether I accept them or not.
Wow, shoe arbiter. Well, some shoes are made for multi-purpose, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm aware there probably will be examples of where it is acceptable.
Yeah.
But I think mostly there isn't.
Okay. Well, let us know. We'd be keen to know. One of us more than others. The league looks like this. Forest Green still top. They've played 14. Their goal difference is plus 14, and they've got 30 points, the big 3-0. Port Vale in second.
They're going up this year, surely, aren't they, Forest Green?
I mean, they're slipping back a bit because they were 9 points ahead a while ago, but yeah, you'd think so. Everyone's played 14 so far. Port Vale are on 25. In third, Northampton are on 24. And then Exeter City up to fourth on 23. It's goal difference that's keeping us there, Dan. So then below us, Harrogate, Swindon and Hartlepool. In fact, all the playoff places, everyone's on 23 points with a decreasing goal difference. We're on plus 9, which is equal second best.
Yes, that's pretty good, isn't it?
It is for City. Yeah. And then I think Forest Green are probably make the rest of us look bad because plus 14 is remarkable after 14 games.
I think we were probably on about that last season, weren't we? But we were scoring absolute bags.
Yeah.
So.
And then in 8th, Tranmere 22, Orient, Sutton United, Bradford, Newport all on 20. So it's, as they say, all to play for. Could change very quickly.
Yeah, there's a big swing there, isn't it? It
Yeah.
could potentially, so one loss and it...
Yeah, that's right. But that looks nice for now, doesn't it? This week I'll feel good about it.
Yeah. And I'm not too worried about that either. Like those teams in and around us, it's not like they all win every week.
No, indeed. No, that's absolutely right. And I suppose some of the results of note were that Bradford beat Swindon this week, 3-1, which is kind of against the form book. And it looked for a minute like Forest Green might lose to Salford. I mean, it didn't really, but they were behind for a second.
They went a goal behind, didn't they? But yeah. So we've got Salford next.
Sunny Salford. I was just saying to you before, wasn't I? It pleases my old heart to see that Gary Neville's wallet can't just buy him success. And actually, it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be. And
no, yeah.
even this year, after all the cash injection, they're still hardly racing away with it, are they? In fact, they're not at all. So Salford sit in 17th. They got 16 points. And
wow, yeah, that's quite bad, isn't it, at this point?
Well,
It seems to be better than that.
you would expect.
I just mean based on the money that's spent. You mean like he's been on telly yesterday, sort of talking about how he regrets sacking that manager now from last season.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, you would, wouldn't you, if your team is 17th?
Well, you would, yeah.
Clearly, it hasn't worked. Yeah, I do like it, obviously, because no one wants to see that. I think obviously I think it's a bit easier to. I'm not saying the conference is easy, because I don't think it is easy to get off. But if you get a bit of momentum behind you, we've seen in the past ourselves how easy it is. At that lower level, you can do the old double promotion, can't you? Because and a little bit below the conference, money really is going to make the difference for you there. Do you mean it just is?
Yeah.
But League 2 is a tough league to get to do. Do you mean like? As we know, I mean...
Well, there's the double factor, isn't there? There's the teams that always know how to do enough. So the teams that are never under threat, and I'd include us in that. We know how to win enough games.
Yeah.
And then you've got the big teams that come down.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So you look at Northampton back up there.
Yeah.
Already.
I mean, they've always just yo-yoed, haven't they?
Yeah.
And then there's always the massive... So, anyway, it pleases me to see Salford.
And then there's all those teams like us, Forest Green, Cheltenham until they went up last year, who just actually had years and years at it. Just every year trying, not coming quite close enough, but you build on that. And then, eventually they got, so I expect probably Forest Green will... Who knows, they might not, or us maybe might even get promoted this season.
Port Vale are the kind of the surprise package.
Yeah, they are, but that is a bit strange. And also Harrogate, but...
Aaron Martin's Port Vale, of course. I think he scored at the weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, he's got the old face mask on. He's broken something.
Ah.
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah. that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Not
Salford.
my favourite musical.
Is it?
No, not my favourite. I'm not really a fan of musicals, actually.
A lot of caveats there.
If I did have to pick one,
Please do.
what would it be? Oliver, maybe?
Oh yeah.
Although that's stupid too, isn't it?
I mean, why?
Just is.
He just wants some more, Dan. He's just hungry.
More?
Yeah.
No, that kid's... It's just the film version. The kid's face really annoys me.
The original film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a new one?
Oh, there's loads.
Right, okay. I'm talking about the main one.
Yeah, okay.
It annoys me in the same way as that kid in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, when he's got his grandparents are in bed and
Yeah.
he's like the kid.
Charlie.
He's got that blonde sort of bowl haircut.
Yeah, Charlie.
And you're supposed to kind of like, you're supposed to kind of like him and sort of like, he's supposed to be every kid. I mean, but I remember thinking, like, I hate his face. I hate his face.
Good fact about that kid. Never made anything again. Just went and worked in a normal thing.
Well, I think that's what happens to most child
Probably
stars,
so.
isn't it, actually?
My favourite musical is Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. What's the big song from that? Oh, God, I wish I hadn't asked. I don't think that is the big song either.
It's the big song.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it isn't. Grease. I hate
yeah.
Grease as well.
Yeah. Don't like Grease?
Not the country. I love the country.
You don't like the musical Grease?
No, I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh. I mean, I'd consider myself not a musical fan, but I like Grease. All right. Wow. This has been insightful.
Who do you think would be the most likely to, if you had to cast a musical
Yeah.
from Exeter City players,
Yeah.
who would you have playing the lead?
So Taggy's like, we need to do a bit more community trust stuff.
Yeah.
This year we're putting on a Christmas musical.
Yeah, and we're doing it on that. It's based around the season that we got promoted.
Okay. From the conference, that season.
From the conference,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But you have to use the players we've got now
To play
the
them.
whole cast, including Taggy himself, if he is indeed going to be one of the characters in
And
this.
then they have to sing, do they?
Yeah,
So we've written a musical about this.
yeah.
All right.
I already know who my pick is for the lead role. I don't even know who the lead role is. I guess
Well,
it's
presumably it's
Tisdale.
Tisdale,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have Josh Key playing Paul Tisdale. Like, he'd need some sort of bold cap.
Yeah.
But I just think, out of the whole squad,
I think he's got it.
I just think Key's the one who's going to be like, you really step up.
Yeah. I'd have George Ray playing Rob Edwards. Because, he doesn't look like him, but I think he'd approach the role with gusto.
Okay, yeah.
But you'd have to duff him up a bit
I think
first.
George Ray would be very bad at acting and singing.
I don't think that matters.
Very, very bad. But I do think he'd have a lot of enthusiasm.
I think that's what we're going to need in this project.
Yeah, okay.
Which now seems like it's gained momentum already. Playing Taggy, I'd have Sweeney.
Yeah, Sweeney's the natural. Don't know why, but
I
he
don't
is.
know why either. Yeah. And then I think it'd be good. I look forward to it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, maybe we'll start a crowdfunder.
Yeah, look out for that one.
What do you call it?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I once wanted to write a musical based on Alex McLeish's time as manager of Birmingham City, which I
Course.
never got off the ground either. Actually,
Shame.
but maybe this one's a bit more kind of like maybe there'll be more local interest.
Yeah.
I didn't. By the way, that wasn't a failed. I didn't fail to secure funding. I just never got round to writing it. Just want to make sure.
It didn't get to like the pilot phase.
No.
All right. What would you call it? Got any ideas?
The City one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you've got any ideas. Like maybe email him in or something.
Let us
You're
know.
not going to. I know. Don't worry.
Well, you
No.
might. Yeah, I don't know what we call it. It's around Tisdale.
Just sat there listening to this, thinking like, I'm not wasting. I've wasted enough time listening to this shit.
How dare you, listeners? How dare you? This is our very best stuff. Okay, so let's put the musical to one side for the moment.
Okay.
Salford
must.
City.
Salford up next.
Here's what I will like about it.
What's it called? Their spot, the Peninsula.
Yeah, it's Moor Lane, isn't it?
Stadium.
Really,
Right, okay,
Peninsula
yeah.
Stadium. Scalzi might be there. Don't know. Gary Neville might be there.
We'll have to be on our toes if he is.
Seen that?
Unfortunately, I have. Yeah. Anyway,
Yikes.
won't get into that.
No.
So, what do you expect from this?
Well, I expect City to take a lot of supporters.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder if we might even outnumber them,
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
which happens sometimes, doesn't it? I know Argyle did that, and they were very pleased with it.
Right. They take a lot, but they got a lot.
I mean, they take a lot
don't
anyway. But I think Salford had 1,500 and Argyle had 5,000 or something insane,
Right.
which is excellent.
they? Yeah.
So I'd like
I
us
meant
to
more.
do the same.
Yeah, on the pitch, I wonder whether we'll do it back to the. I imagine it's looking a bit more like home games.
Yeah.
4 at the back, away games 5 at the back, innit? And maybe we'll do that. And I'm not necessarily against it, but
he's got more dynamic with his substitutions, hasn't he?
yeah, and they also seem to be, like we said, we've got more options there, and yeah,
He might give himself 55 minutes, 65 minutes, and then think, okay, 0-0, let's turn it up a bit.
Yeah,
I mean, that's real to his credit, and I know we always say he was a new manager. He is a new manager, and actually substitutions are something we've noticed him improve because he was diabolical. His first season, wasn't he?
They have improved. Not and yeah, like they would, wouldn't they, as well? If you've got to know when to do and what to do. But yeah, he's making really good positive changes in the game, and like that is something you would learn, isn't it? And it does look at it. What we in Matt Taylor's 4th season now? Is it 4th? Yeah.
Yeah, because we lost a year for
4th-ish.
Yeah.
Third real season,
Yeah,
but 4th season. Yeah. I mean, it takes a while, doesn't it? You know, like, and I know no one's got any patience this day and age, and already there's people going like, if he doesn't get promoted this year, he's out. Which I don't know. Who knows? I'm not saying I don't agree with that. We'll see what happens, how this season pans out. But he's definitely still learning, and that's good to see, isn't it? You know. I think.
No, absolutely.
So like however we start, we'd like to think, okay, at least I got a bit of confidence that if things don't go well from the start, that we can go like, okay, we can switch this around to one of several different things with several different personnel options. Still haven't seen that much of Josh Coley.
No.
Like, you know, and there's options there, isn't there? You know,
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
I can't go, so radio job this will be, won't it? Because it won't be on the old. It's not on the iFollow.
No, I expect lots of you are going, so I hope the trip's not too arduous. I mean, you know, it's Manchester, but it's not Carlisle, but it's still a long old poke, isn't it?
It's a long way, yeah.
And yeah, I think, I mean, you get 3 wins in a row, or you take that unbeaten run one more game, you're starting to feel really like, hey, this is...
Yeah, starting to bother the automatic places.
Starting to bother the automatics, which I'd love to do.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to bother them a bit more than We've been in them yet this season? We haven't, have we?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to tickle their undercarriage a bit.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what we're doing in 4th place.
Yeah. We're just sort of gently blowing on the back of their necks.
Yeah.
Just to let them know we're there.
I'm going to start giving them the old karate chop massage on the shoulders next.
Yeah.
That's what I take it next.
Just to really unnerve them.
And then...
You know when someone starts doing that and you're like, what are you doing? Like,
I hate that. Especially in a pub. You don't even know who's behind you. And then we're either going to...
whisper in your ear, guess who?
Yeah. Or snap their neck.
Matt Taylor and the boys. It's Sam Nombe.
It's either sexy or threatening or both.
The best kind, both. Sexy threats.
Yikes. So, and then there's Bristol Rovers in the old Papa John's that we won't bother delaying for. So probably next time you hear from us, that won't have happened yet, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's the Cup, Bradford away.
Of course, a week on Saturday, that, isn't it? So there's a little break from the League Two.
So it'd be lovely. Do love it when we gain some games in hand and yet our league position doesn't change.
Why would we gain in hand?
Because some people will be playing.
Will
potentially. They could be because it's second. Oh, no, it's first round.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they won't be. So we'll all be playing,
It's
won't
all
we?
spread across that weekend,
Of course
though,
it is.
isn't
Yeah. I'm getting my Carabaos and my FAs mixed up.
No, yeah. So I do. Well, I don't know if I do like games in hand because my recent memories of them as well is the sort of we don't do anything with it.
Well, that has been true.
You know?
Yeah. I suppose hypothetically, I like the idea.
Because there was so many with this sort of restriction time, wasn't there? Because
Yeah.
we missed. Everyone was missing them all over the shop. And
Yeah.
like, in theory, they're sort of second chances, aren't they? Sort of, I mean, but like
they're a £5 in the wallet that you haven't opened yet from your nan at Christmas.
yeah.
I love
Check.
that. Check.
Check for a £5.
Dodgy though, isn't it? Check. If you find a £5, even in May, still worth a £5.
Well, how long's a check good for? Just a year?
No, 3 months.
3 months?
3 months.
Wow.
But
I found a tax rebate. I don't open post. You know, like, why are you sending me post?
yeah,
I'm not opening it, so don't send it.
could be your contract for Exeter City.
If it,
That's
well,
why BBC Radio Devon haven't been in touch. They've been writing you a letter.
Well, don't write me a letter then. We've already given you the email address
Well, yeah, that's
3
true.
times an episode. Big Bang Theory at Gmail. Was it?
BigBankPod@gmail.com.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't open post, but so then I think for some reason I did open an old letter and
Yeah.
it had tax rebate check in it for a decent sum.
And could you still cash it?
No,
Too late.
too late.
Oh, no.
I had to get them to send me another one.
Oh, okay.
The money's still mine. They can't just go like, no, you
Yeah,
didn't.
no, it's the tax, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald's. Okay. Well, good. Yeah. I think probably... Why are we talking about that? Literally lost all train of thought.
Just trying to...
Can't even go back. Anyway,
Dunno.
it's Salford, it's Papa John's, it's the Cup.
Yeah, a bit of variety.
It's a bit of variety.
Bristol Rovers away, is it, in the Papa John's?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I mean, who's going to that?
Yeah, no.
When's Bristol Rovers away in the league? Because that I will go to.
That's the end of April. Yeah, that's maybe 3 games from the end.
Oh, cool.
So that'd be great. Yeah.
We won't talk about that yet.
No, but it's good to plan a year ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or I'm also starting to think about the Christmas games. I think we've got an evening December game at home.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And we got Boxing Day at home as usual.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know when New Year's Day is. Is that Swindon? I can't
Maybe.
remember now. Anyway, it's all good. I feel great. It feels great to be a Grecian.
Yeah, it does. I've been feeling that a lot recently.
Yeah.
Even when the results haven't been going our way, it's just sort of like being. I think it's to do with being able to go back to games and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it just being sort of feeling a bit more normal and like not having to watch them on TV or anything. It's just like, and so it's like, yeah, it's just good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Do you know, I couldn't work it out because I was always watching all the iFollows like everyone was, and always texting you and our friend Jack, weren't we? Like constantly. And I was missing half the game, but I really wanted to talk about it. So, do you know what I mean? It's just not as good. It's just not as, obviously, big revelation time. Not being at the game is rubbish.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's the
It's
end
good
of
being
my
there.
philosophical chat.
I left a few stickers.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little handful on the. I got the nerve to sort of just leave some on the kiosk,
Nice.
St James Road entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Just got a little cup of tea and then just sort of put them there quickly and then walked off.
Nice.
So if you got one of them, I hope you get some use out of it.
Hope you've stuck it somewhere good. I'm slowly sticking them around places.
Okay.
But,
Good.
you know, if you see one, let us know. Because maybe it's not us that stuck them there.
Probably was.
May well have been. Hey, I think that's probably enough for this week. You can get in touch with us normal ways, and you can review us. We haven't had a review for a while. I want that 5 stars. I just feel the endorphin need.
Well, possibly like me, most people have probably stopped using the Apple Podcast app because
maybe.
it's so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't leave reviews on Spotify.
Oh, someone told us they couldn't get hold of this on one of their podcast providers. So if you're like that, if it's changed for whatever reason, let us know and we'll try and reinstate it. Like, it's not an active thing we do, but our distributor sometimes changes things. So do shout if you're disappointed with where you can't find it.
Yeah.
We'll
if
sort
it's
that
not
out.
compatible with your version of Winamp player or whatever you use.
Yeah, but you're right. That Apple one's stinks to high heaven now, doesn't it? So if you want to use it somewhere else, if you want to listen somewhere else, do get in touch.
Yeah, there's something called an RSS code, which apparently we've got. We can send you that. I don't know what that does, but
Yeah, and we can always try and get it into new places.
or
that's
if you'd like
helpful.
to order it on cassette tape, send us a letter.
We've just been running the cassette tape now as we speak, so it's unedited, but we'll just post it
Hang on,
straight
this
out.
is never edited.
Oh yeah. I mean, by edited, I mean you'd hear us say like, "Oh, what's next?"
Also, at some point very soon, just a bit of housekeeping, is our 100th episode.
Da, 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 da.
It might even be this, because I haven't counted.
No, it's not.
But it's coming up soon. And let me tell you this, we've got nothing planned.
All
But,
the big things.
on a personal bit of personal news, that's as they say,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a milestone, isn't it? 100
100
episodes.
episodes.
Now, some of them I know are just be like, well, most of them.
All of them.
No, some of them were those sort of ones where we're just sort of doing it into what sounds like I'm talking to a biscuit tin.
The biscuit tin
During
era.
the kind of like doing the lockdown,
Yeah.
and we're just doing like there's nothing to talk about, no football, so it's just sort of we rabbit on about Ryan Harley for 45 minutes or something. So, but they do count.
Yeah, they do count. So I think this is episode 99.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's true or not. So you got to bear with us while I count them. Not now. That's not good podcast listening.
1, 2.
But yeah, we'll look it up, and if that's true, you can celebrate with us next week.
Yeah.
We'll tell you how.
Put on a little party hat while you're listening to this.
Yeah, and have a slab of cake.
Yep. Have a bit of cake. I recommend chocolate cake. It's the best cake.
I mean, yeah, controversial. And maybe if you want to let us know what your favourite episode title was for episode 100, that would be good. We'd like to know.
Yeah, so it's that. Names for the musical.
Yeah.
What else? Something else. Leave a review.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.
Oh, and what sort of weird multi-purpose shoes do you have? And do you have a...
So
and can you justify them?
You've got quite a lot of homework this week, listeners, but we trust you. Yeah, so there we are. Thanks for listening, as always. My name's John.
Cheers.
Oh, my name's John.
I thought you were going to say something else.
My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.